everybody. I'm Laura Keller. I am actually a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I also do scrapbooking. What I want to do today is I have been asked how to show how to make this type of card. And so I am going to do a quick demonstration. The stamps that I'm using are from the mini catalog, which actually is from January until June of 2022. And it's called the In the Moments. And I just love them. They're very beachy. So I love the beach. I miss living where I used to live when I could walk to the beach. And so really it's on page 57. And you can do all kinds of really nice stamps, cards, different paper crafts with these stamps. I like them a lot. So I will also be using some ink, and I'm going to be doing some blending. And these are called blending brushes. And so I'm going to show how to use them because I like the technique. And it gives a very like almost sunset-y type of quality. So just give me a second to set up and I will walk you through how to do this. Thanks. Okay, so I know that I wanted to just quickly show everyone again, this is what we're going to be making. And all I did was I took a sandy colored cardstock and I did a 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So that way I have a card that's going to fold this way and open up. Now, the way to get the inside here to pop like this, it's a little bit more of a trick. So I've actually made a cheat sheet because I was playing around a little bit. So you want to start out at 4 1/2, and the gray one on here is my scorer. I don't know if you can see it real well, so I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. And I'm going to score all the way down by 1 inch. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to go to 3 1/2. And again, I'm going to score at 1 inch. Then I am going to go to 2, score at 1 inch. And then I'm going to do another, I think I did 1 inch. And it is recording. And then I'm going to have these square lines. So now what I'm going to do is, in order to get it to pop, I am going to cut on these square lines. And then when I open it, I'm going to push these two forward and the other one back. I'm just going to move this out of my way for a second. And I like to use my bone folder just to make a really nice crease. And then bingo. So now I have the inside of the card. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I like it to be as close as possible. So again, you know, this one looks like it didn't fold necessarily all the way down. So I'm just going to push it all the way down, redo it, see if that works. Yep. So there we go. That looks a little bit better. Hard to see upside down here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that aside for the moment. And I'm going to focus on the outside of the card, which is done in pale papaya, which I really like. And this is called an embossing folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Stampin' Up! Embosser. And I am also going to use a embossing folder. So these are just 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 so that it fits right on the front of the card. And it's gonna hide the little holes. This is the folder. Looks like a brick. I don't believe this is a Stampin' Up product. It was just something that I happened to purchase a while ago. And then I'm going to sandwich the folder. Move this for a second. Put it in the... The reason I like this better than my old Nicole one is my Nicole one wasn't seamless on the underneath, and it pinched my fingers at a scrapbooking thing that I was at back in January, and I really got hurt. I like this one a little bit better because it goes a lot smoother, and it also folds up. Right now they're having a special on the mini one, which I don't have yet. This was my first investment, but they are doing a discount this month if you want to get one of these on the mini ones. It's okay if it snaps. It doesn't mean that it's breaking or anything like that. And there you go. It's nice little bricks. So these are going to go on the outside. The one thing you do want to do is you want to try to make sure that your bricks are sort of going in the same direction on the same side of the card. So, you know, whichever way you want the bricks to sort of move, you want to make sure that it's sort of similar to both sides. So it's actually, it looks like it goes this way. And then it doesn't really matter, but I'll probably do this on the outside. So I'm going to just put that aside for a second and put away my emboss. And see how much smaller this is? I love it. Absolutely the best investment I've ever had. So I'm just going to put this stuff away. Excuse the coughing, and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work on the inside, and I want to have 2 pieces of white paper. So I'm going to do 3 inches, and this is white scrap paper from something else. So I'm going to do 3 inches. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to do 2 3/4. Or actually, let me just look here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep it this amount. So this, it looks like, is 4 1/2. And I think I'm going to maybe just do it a 4 1/4. So I have some room for my pale papaya strips. If I need to do less, I'll do less. I just got my nails done today, so I'm like tripping here a little bit. And then I'm going to do 3. And I am going to do 3 3/4 again. And I always hang on to my white scrap paper. You never know when you're going to need it for something else. So I should, theoretically, and nope, I didn't do them the same size. So I need to just do, this is what happens when I am not paying attention. So these should be 3 inches by 3 3/4. So, yep. Actually, it looks more like, yeah, 3 3/4. Okay. So now I'm going to also do 3 3/4. I'm going to do 1 inch. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch. And then I am going to just, this is 4 1/4, so I'm going to do, I think, 4. Not really interesting watching people. I always make mistakes with almost every single piece of craft work that I do. and then I end up trying to fix it to make it work. So these, I need one more. Again, when I'm measuring it on this side because it's easier. So I'm gonna go down like this. Again, this is pale papaya. You don't have to use it. And I believe I did 4 inches. And then I should have 4 of these for the inside. Yep, they're all the same size. That's a win for me when they're all the same size, because most of the time I screw this up and they're all different sizes. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some stamping. And I love this stamp. And I have this one, which says, sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. And my relaxation is really cutting paper and just chilling out. Now you can do this one of 2 ways. You can either stamp first and then blend, or you can blend first and then stamp. The choice is really yours. So what I'm gonna do is I like to stamp this first. And the reason is because then I'm gonna make my sunset and my ocean. I do miss my ocean. So what I'm using for this stamp itself is just Tuxedo Black. And you wanna make sure to get ink on it. Now, if these were polymer, meaning that they didn't have a rubber on it, then what I would need to do is I would need to have something underneath here in order to make it. I use grid paper because it sort of makes it so that I can see where the middle of the stamp is. And there we go. And then it also lines it up for me. And I'm gonna do her right there. Commit to the stamp. There we go. Nice. And then I am also going to do the same thing with this relax. Do it right in the middle. Once you put it down, you got to commit to it. So now I am going to wipe these off real quick. I have a little cleaner over there. And I'm gonna put this away. And now what I wanna do is I wanna do some blending. So I'm not gonna color her yet, but I wanna do the ocean. This is Balmy Blue. And again, this is a blender. So you just take it like this. You're gonna wanna have paper, any kind of paper. It doesn't have to be, you know, what I'm using, but you wanna do that in order for you to be able to not have a big blab of, or a blot of the Balmy Blue. Now I am gonna color her a little bit, and I am also gonna color the fence, so don't worry about that. And then, you know, I did a Calypso Coral the last time, but I think I'm gonna do a little bit lighter. I'm gonna try this grapefruit one. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. And you don't have to push hard. I just like to blend them. Really cool. I love it. Make the two sort of, I like it a little bit better. So this is actually called Grapefruit Grove. I like it. Now, just to keep things going in the same direction, I want to do this one too. It's just, and it's okay if it's darker on one side like it is here. I think it just gives it a dimension. Go back with the Balmy Blue one more time. You don't have to push hard on the ink either. I'm all excited. I'm gonna go and see some people this coming weekend. I'm flying out to Dallas on Tuesday out of Logan. And then I am flying back into Logan and I'm driving to Maine and I'm gonna hang out with one of my good friends on Saturday night. So hello, Miss Day. And then I'm also gonna be at a scrapbooking event with some of my scrapbooking friends up in Maine. So I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, so here's our card. And what I wanna do is I am going to put these inside. You want to make sure that you have room for it to close. So what do you want to use to adhere it? You can really use anything. I use everything from glue dots, but I have started using this Tombow multi-liquid glue. It just seems to be a little bit easier because I can move it around, whereas, you know, glue dots, which I also will use today, you have to really, really commit. Like once you put that bad boy down, you're not moving it. With the glue, you have a little bit of a time to shimmy things around to make it work. And especially for me, I make so many mistakes that I want that little bit of shimmy time. So I'm just gonna do this real quick. So again, I'm not using a ton of glue on the back here. And then I'm just gonna put it down, make sure that it's lined up. Now, what I wanna do is I'm gonna do these as well. I just wanna make sure that I don't need to cut them thinner because I wanna be able to see some of that cardstock around it. So far so good. Okay, so I'm gonna hold off on these for a second and I am gonna take some ribbon, if I can figure out where I put it. There it is. And I like this ribbon. It is really, really pretty. It is, of course I can't, Seaside Spray. And I got it when I first started. So I just wanna make sure that I have enough to go around. And I don't really measure very well, so I'm gonna do that amount. And then what I do is I like to start on the back. So now what I'm gonna use is a glue dot. And I'm not really sure what happened to my U-pick tool. It probably fell down somewhere. So I'm just gonna use the scissors. I'm just gonna put a glue dot there and take my ribbon. Wish I knew where I put my tool. I'll find it. And I am just gonna put this down. Pass it through. Oh, wait, no. Okay, I lost my glue there for a second, so I had to pause. Now all I'm gonna do is I am, bye hun. Text me wherever you're going.
What?
I need to know where you're going.
Oh, we're gonna go get pizza in Greenwood.
Okay, text me when you're coming home, please.
Okay.
All right, and then all I'm doing is lining it up with the card. And I will fix that it's hanging over there a little bit. Like I said, sometimes it's not perfect. And I am gonna use glue dots for over here. And So right there. So I have a 19 and a 22-year-old. The 22-year-old, he was here last night. The 19-year-old still lives at home and goes to Del Tech. And overall a good kid, although he does drive me a little batty at times. He's high maintenance. I know I shouldn't say it like that. I want to make sure that they are going in the right direction. Yes. And then I am just going to shimmy it on. And again, if it hangs over a little bit, that is okay, because I am going to cut it. So not a big deal. And then I do need some glue dots here to adhere it just a tad better. And I'm telling you, these glue dots, they will stick like no man's business. So I find that doing cards is fun. I have a bunch of pen pals. For those that are interested, there is a Stampin' Up! Pen pal group. And if you want more information, definitely let me know. But I actually have pen pals all across the country and around the world. And I just think it's really cool. I would much rather get a card in the mail than a bill. So, you know, that's sort of why I do it. So that is really it. So the card is officially done. We do have some extra stuff hanging off here. Oh, you know what? I didn't even put these on. So I should. You don't have to, but I guess I should since I did cut them. Totally forgot. So my youngest is going to go back up to Maine, and my girlfriend was nice enough to offer to let them stay, both him and JJ. And after discussions and the fact that they want to go and see friends, we decided that it was a much better idea for him to stay at an Airbnb so that he's not disrupting her life and coming and going. So we worked that out today. And, you know, he paid for it. I wasn't going to pay for it. There we go. So I am just going to put these on there the best I can as far as lining them up. And again, you know, if you're looking for your card to be absolutely perfect, it's not going to be. You know, I do a lot of scrapbooking and I make a mistake all the time. I do a lot of cards. They never look the same because they're not manufactured, you know? And it's funny, my husband likes my cards better than the ones that they sell at his store. I think he's just saying that to be sweet. But that's what he tells me, is that he feels that the ones that I do here at home are just as good as the ones at the store. So I'll believe it. We need to get him a new grill. That's his twin brother has one, and I think that's going to be his Father's Day. We had gotten 2 Cabela wood pellet grills to cook on, and they broke twice. So now we're looking at a different brand. And I know that Tom, his twin, had recommended one, so they've been talking about it. So I have a funny feeling that's what I'm doing in a week or so. All right, there you have it, everybody. So again, very simplistic, brick embossed, and you don't even have to. You could just take another piece of paper, cardstock, and just do one entire thing if you wanted to, or you can do 2 pieces like I did. And then the inside. You could embellish if you wanted to with some, you know, stones. So these I like because they're sort of sweet looking. They're called Garden Gems. They sort of go with my color scheme here. So if I wanted to, I could even put it up here. Like a little, like North Star. And then these have more of that balmy blue type color in them. And there you have it. Have a great day, guys.